Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Damian Bunting, Atypical Security Guard, and I want to talk to you about my white belt journey. I'm about 1 month into my experience. I've been training at Team Quest in Gresham. It's kind of a suburb of Portland in the southeast side. Now, Team Quest is a famous gym. It's a storied program from the early 2000s. Has people like Randy Couture, Matt Linlin, Chael Sonnen, Dan Henderson. I mean, it's an absolute legendary place to train. So it's been an extremely interesting 30 days, and I just wanted to share with you guys some of the pros, some of the cons, and then a few of the takeaways that I've gotten after my first initial month of training as a 46-year-old white belt. So welcome to my white belt journey. Let's go. What are some of the pros to getting involved in jiu-jitsu over the last couple of months? Well, number one, it's given me an outlet. Like most men my age, I work, I have a mortgage, I have a family, responsibilities. Living here in Portland, it's been very, very difficult for me over the past 4 years, the environment, the politics of the area. I'm one of those people where, my life has just been very, very stressful. On top of that, the political nature and the climate of the country has just been something that's weighed really heavy on me. So getting into jiu-jitsu, oddly enough, being in an environment where you're able to get that aggression out and have an outlet for your frustration, to be able to kind of leave it all on the mat, that has been very, very good for me. Over the past month, going to classes 3 to 4 times a week, it's really given me an opportunity to get a lot of stress and aggression out, leave it on the mat. And I've actually been sleeping a lot better, and my mood has really gotten better over the past 30 days. It's also given me a purpose. I think that having something that needs to be done or something that needs to be kind of achieved is always important for men. For me, knowing that I have to go to class, X amount of days a week, and then I'm going to have to, be physically fit, be able to move around, be able to move my body in certain ways. That's been giving me kind of a purpose in order to kind of facilitate me working out, eating better. You realize very early on that if you're not in good shape, if you're not, mobile or physically fit, it makes it very, very difficult just to do the basic stuff in the class. So it's really set me on a path to kind of change things. I've really changed my diet. I've changed my workout schedule, my routine. I've quit drinking, and I'm down 15 pounds. I'm down 15 pounds in 30 days. So just having the bookends of going to class early in the week and later in the week, it's kind of given me a purpose to get in better shape and kind of dial in my diet and kind of cut that drinking out, which is very important as well. I would say another thing is that it's provided a community. A lot of the area here in Portland, I just don't really fit in. I don't fit in with a lot of the politics and kind of the way that things are done, or the viewpoints of people around here. Being at this gym has somewhat provided a community, if only for the amount of time that I'm there. The people that are there who are into jiu-jitsu, who are wanting to get in shape, people that are struggling, people that are successful, the people that are competing, whether you're looking to compete or if you're just there to, kind of be an extra body to help the people that are competing. It gives you a sense of purpose and a sense of community. And that's something that I've been lacking since being here in Portland. That's been very beneficial to me. One of the last things that I will say as a pro is that it's really made me aware of my shortcomings. When you're rolling on the mat with people who are older, who are younger, who are smaller, who are bigger, people of various ages, people of various sizes, and you're getting your ass handed to you, it's a very humbling experience. For me, working in private security, especially working in capacities where I'm armed or I'm heavily kitted up, it's very easy to have an inflated sense of ego. One of the things that happens very early on when you get into a jiu-jitsu school is your ego is put in check. You're humbled. You're going to be up against people who are a lot smaller than you, maybe not even nearly as strong as you, and they're going to put you in some compromising positions and twist you up like a pretzel. And that's a good thing. Being exposed to some of your physical shortcomings, maybe having your age or your abilities, kind of held up in front of you to show you maybe how tough or how strong you aren't, can sometimes be a very good thing, especially in my profession. So I think that being aware of those things has been very beneficial, and I think it's a good thing for anybody in that environment. Some of the cons now, aside from the soreness, aside from being just dog tired, I would say that it's really made me aware of my weight. It's made me aware of some of my physical limitations. I don't want to say that that's a con necessarily, because definitely if you're aware of those things, then you can address them and you can fix them. But more than anything, it's really kind of made me recognize my mortality. Like, I realize that I'm getting older. I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm not in my 30s anymore. I'm 46. I'm pushing 50. And being in an environment where you're around youth, where you're around younger men, you're around younger people who still have their entire life around them, it can sometimes be a little bit, disheartening and stressful. And then it can kind of make you think about some of your regrets and things that you've left on the table. So that's probably one of the only major cons that I can say. But at the same time, that can also be a benefit, because it makes you realize how short life is, and that if you want to do something, you got to take advantage of the time that you have. And that's what I'm doing right now. I would say one of my other big cons would be my natural competitive nature. I think for most guys, when you're in this situation, especially if you're being challenged, if you're being, put in a competitive environment, you want to do your best. You want to do your best in almost any situation. But when it's a fighting sport, when it's a sport of dominance or position, it's very, very hard to not let your ego get the best of you. So it's hard to not be competitive. I'm one of those people where anything that I get involved in, I do a deep dive. I want to learn everything about it. I want to get all the instructional DVDs. I want to get all the information. But it's very important that for people in any capacity of jiu-jitsu, especially if you're in your 40s, your late 40s like me, you have to slow down. So I have to constantly tell myself, listen, you might have to take a round off. You might have to sit some things out. You are going to have to tap early and tap often, and that's okay. It's the last part of that sentence, and that's okay, that is probably the biggest issue for me, because I have a natural competitive nature. But be that as it may, it is what it is, and you have to recognize that. So for me, after my first month, it's just understanding that it's okay to not be good at this. It's okay to not be, very competitive at this moment on the mats. And also to just give myself that grace that this is something that is going to be a hopefully, lifelong endeavor, and that you're doing this for the benefits that you're getting out of it, and try not to go out there and behave as if you're 20 years old. So what are some of the takeaways after the first month? Number one, and most importantly, the benefits definitely outweigh any of the negatives. Anything that I've listed as a con or anything that I've brought up as a negative, the benefits far outweigh it. I'm having a great time. I really enjoy it. And I do want to say this. I've seen a lot of videos where people are talking about those who start jujitsu. Some of the videos and the things that I've seen, they're like, hey, look, if you get into jujitsu, don't be that guy that talks about jujitsu all the time. Don't be that guy that buys all the cool gis. Just go to class. Listen, I'm going to push back and say, especially if you're one of those people like me, if you're my age, talk about it. Talk about it. Enjoy it. Find the parts of the environment and the culture that you can get out of it. Because for people like me at my age range or age group, we're not going to be, most of us, we're not going to be competitive. We're not going to be doing this and going to competitions. We're not going to be burning through the belts. For us, it's about exercise. It's about community. It's about maybe being able to physically protect ourselves a little bit better. You're going to have to get out of this what you can. Maybe for me, my championship is having that really cool gi. Maybe for me, my championship is, the experiences that I have and that I'm able to share with people and able to share with my kids. So I want to push back on that a little bit and say, if you're new to this sport and you're on fire, it's okay to be on fire. Be on fire. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Talk about it. Share it with people. Help to push the sport forward with other people. And maybe you only do it for 6 months. Maybe you burn out like a Roman candle. At the end of the day, who cares? Who gives a shit? Do what you want to do. So lastly, I just want to say that, I've given myself some very small attainable goals. Number one is to make 2 classes per week. I think that I can do that. I want to take 1 to 2 private lessons per month, just working directly with black belts on different techniques, because for me, I need a little bit more personal instruction. I need things to be slowed down and explained a little bit more to me. And also I like to be able to kind of pick up on things and learn things that maybe were not being taught in class. And also, my only goal is just to try and reach that blue belt level. I think I can do that in a year, year and a half, maybe 2 years. And that to me is no different than the amount of time that I put into getting my degree. If I can do that with my degree, I know I can do this, God willing, staying healthy, staying safe, staying in the same program. And that's kind of what I want to do. And at the same time, it's really important that I share with you guys my experiences and the things that I'm going through, so that if you're out there on the other side of this camera and you're thinking about doing this or thinking about doing anything, that you can look at my situation and go, hey, if he was able to do it, I'm able to do it as well. So what are your thoughts? Are you guys taking jujitsu? Are you an older guy like me? Are you on your own white belt journey? Or maybe you've already gone through this, been there, done that, and you're on the other side. Share with me your comments. And if you like what we're talking about here, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe and become a part of the community that we're building here. As always, I hope you guys have a great day, and I want you to be great. All right? Be great.